King Unk back with a brand new vibe. Season 2 premieres, get ready to dive. From coast to coast, we're spreading the love. Talents from everywhere, coming to prove. Storytellers, singers, dancers, and more. Each one's journey unique, like a story we adore. We'll show you what they've got right here, right now. Stay tuned, keep supporting, let's make this show. What's poppin', peeps? Welcome to season 2. King Unk's got talent from all over the globe, sharing their dreams, sharing their skills. Stay tuned, keep it blitz, that's the kills. From Canada to the world, we're taking flight. Talents rising up, making it just right. Their stories unfold, their skills on display. Stay tuned, keep it up, it's gonna be a great day. Through laughter, through tears, through every trial.
What is going on, peeps? Welcome to another edition of Talent from the Six. I am your host, the King Unk. I am joined by some very awesome guests. Please tell them about yourself, guys. No, hit stop, right there. Now, guys, it's been obvious this season of Talent from the Six, King Unk doesn't give the awesome intros that the urban franchise Tony Montana did. So I am coming out of retirement because this guest definitely deserves one of those intros. So join me, peeps. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Urban Franchise Entertainment, in association with the TBX 420 Club, proudly introduces this week's guest on Talent from the Six, a full-time mentalist. Not many are good enough to be full-time, but this man is. Him and his partner Liz run There's Something Strange show at Lee's Place coming up January 17th. We are doing a giveaway for tickets. Stay tuned for that. He owns a very epic vintage toy collection, as well as a really cool oddities museum. And without a shadow of the doubt, is one of the greatest heel managers Canada has ever produced. Ladies and gentlemen, we present to you Mysterion and his partner, Liz. Now back to you, King Unk.
My name's Mysterion. I'm a Toronto-based mind reader and producer of sideshow, freak shows, that sort of thing. And I've been around for a very long time. And essentially, I do events and I get into your head and I read your thoughts.
And I'm Liz. I'm a mystic entertainer, and I've been reading things like tarot and tea leaves since I was 17, and I've been here for many more years than that, and with this guy for about almost 8 years.
Yeah, my co-producer with the Something Strange freak show.
Yeah.
Okay. One thing I want to ask right off the bat, you let me know you fooled Penn and Teller.
Yeah, absolutely. So I was part of a team of a duo act, me and another woman. And we went on the Penn and Teller show, season 5, and we fooled them. We went on. We had the whole audience draw pictures on little cards, this sort of a little card sort of thing. Mm-hmm. And they were collected, dropped in, one of those win machines where you go in and you catch the money. Yeah. So the drawings were dropped in a win machine. I was blindfolded, placed in the win machine. I caught one of them at random. And my partner drew a picture, and when we opened up the pictures, they matched. And they went through every possibility. I had one up my sleeve. There were duplicates. It was someone in the audience we knew. They went through every single thing. There was a camera. I think they took 7 guesses, even though they were only allowed 1. And they didn't guess how we did it. And we got the trophy. In fact, 1 second. The trophy is... Hopefully I don't make a mess here. No one, knock something over. Yeah, there it goes. That's okay. It's bound to happen. There's so much stuff in this apartment that things get knocked over. There's the trophy right there, the FU.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only trophy I've ever won in my life, except for a participation award in the grade 1 talent show.
Okay, right.
Maybe one day we'll get a raspberry.
Yeah, something. We'll see. But yeah, it was a really big honor. It was exciting to be on the show. Got a lot of traction, and it led to some appearances on America's Canada's Got Talent, Australia's Got Talent, and then me going back on as a solo act on Canada's Got Talent, and just a fun trophy to have in the house. A little nod to a fun experience.
That's so epic. That is really epic.
Yeah.
So I want to start off by, let's jump into both of you guys' origin stories. Like, what was your paths?
I mean, I've always been interested in the unusual and the bizarre and the strange.
Yep.
So when I was a little kid growing up in Toronto, I was an only child, but I lived with my grandparents and their kids. But they were a lot older, so even though I had people around, I was sort of left to my own devices. And I had access to a lot of things that little kids shouldn't have access to, like horror magazines and Fangoria and, VHS tapes of horror movies that just happened to be in the basement because my mom's brother had them. And I would just pop them in and I would watch these things that I shouldn't have watched, and shows like Unsolved Mysteries. And I was just absolutely fascinated by the supernatural, and I had to figure out whether A, it was real, and B, if it wasn't real, how to do it. And it kept gnawing at me, even though I was working in other industries. It kept gnawing at me, and then in my mid-20s, I decided to just go full throttle and jump right into it. And I started to explore the idea of being a mystery entertainer, and it pretty much was the right calling, because overnight I became a full-time performer. I was immediately showcased in the Toronto Star. They had at the time, I guess they still do, an entertainment section. And I remember them giving me a big page from an appearance I made at a local venue. And it just kind of went from there. And ever since that, I just kind of find things that I enjoy and go full throttle. If it's sideshow, I go to where it's done the best. I go down to Coney Island, New York, and meet the performers down there, and then I bring them up to Toronto, and we have big sideshow festivals. If it's wrestling, I go and meet the best of the best, and I network with them, and then I hire them and put them on shows in Toronto. I haven't done wrestling, a producer wrestling show in a while, but last week I was in a Rumble for a very great foundation called Arena Foundation. They raise money for, in this case, it was children with autism and developmental situations. And they raised over $110,000 at this event. And I got to be part of an event with Damian Sandow and Santino Marella and all sorts of different legends of wrestling. Colt Cabana was there and Rhino was there. And I got to be in the ring and get my ass handed to me, which is something the audience seems to enjoy.
I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty epic.
Yeah.
My origin story is pretty similar, actually. I grew up in a small town in Ontario. We lived in what would be the doctor's house. It was a century home, and from a very young age, I've always been sensitive, and I didn't really know what to do with it until I was 17 and came out of the closet to my mother, who actually gave me my first tarot deck. And I'm an artist. I went to school. I went to OCAD. Theaters, dance, music, you name it. So for me to come to sideshow and come to performance, very natural, really kind of star-crossed for both of us. I met him about 15, 16 years ago, and I was mad at him for reading my mind. And it wasn't until about 8 years ago that I saw him on the news, and I was like, that's the guy that read my mind. And I reached out to them, and the rest, as they say, is history.
Yeah.
And now we're doing something strange together and other performance-related things.
Yeah, I just got back from an event. I was at a person's home in Oakville a couple of hours ago for a private party, and I do everything. Private events, large shows for corporations, and events at local bars. And some people will find me. I'll tell you one thing. I did a show once at a park festival where they had live music, and I think they had 75,000 people at this event. And when I went out on stage, it was like Woodstock. It was crazy.
Wow.
And it was these big screens, and I think I did 2 or 3 tricks, and I got my audience members by throwing a frisbee in the crowd. And anyway, I went from that show, I think that was at, let's just say 3 in the afternoon, to a dive bar in Parkdale that same night for 25 people. So it really runs the gamut. Like there's no rhyme or reason. I perform for absolutely everybody. And one thing I always say with our events, we always keep the price point for a ticket very fair, so it's able to be afforded by anybody. We like to have anybody have the ability to come and see what we do. And so in this instance, we're doing a big show January 17th at Lee's Palace. We took Lee's Palace for not the first time. I've used Lee's Palace over the years for different projects.
Wonderful venue. Legendary
venue,
absolutely.
Amazing space. Yeah. We all know Lee's. We all love Lee's. But I've never used it for something strange. And we recently had a shift with the venue we were using. Great venue, but we had to shift out and get a new venue, a bigger space. And we took Lee's. And so we have, not only am I going to perform pretty much a full set, but we have one of the most world-renowned sword swallowers. And this guy, I'm telling you, man, this guy's nuts. So first of all, sword swallowing is the most dangerous stunt in the world.
Yeah.
I don't care what anyone tells you. It is the most dangerous. One nick, you're done. This guy put a sword down his throat and had a pro wrestler pick him up and slam him while the sword was down his throat.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, we have footage.
We have footage of it.
I had my phone ready. I have 9-1 already pressed and ready.
Yeah, we were ready. I was so freaked out in the footage. You could see me looking away. I couldn't watch. So this guy, unfortunately, back in the spring, he just had the smallest nick happen internally, and he was in the ICU for 2 months.
Yeah.
And he's like the day he was cleared, he's sword swallowing again.
And that tells you just how dangerous sword swallowing is.
Yeah.
It is legitimately one of the most dangerous stunts you could ever do.
Yeah, it takes 2 years to learn it,
Yeah.
and then every time you do it, there's a huge risk, or your life is literally on the line. So we have him. We have a guy who had his actual eyeballs, not his eyelids, his eyeballs tattooed, and he puts big giant meat hooks through his nose and lifts weights with cinder blocks through his nose, and you could throw darts at him, and just he doesn't feel it. Yeah. Then we have another guy.
We have Phoenix Fire.
Yeah. He's broken 50 world records with Guinness World Records and other world record organizations. This guy has been on all sorts of different programs and TV. This guy has type 4
stage 4
lymphoma, and literally was in the hospital. And we went to see him, and I was praying, and thank God he's doing a lot better. And like the day he gets cleared, he's on stage, lying on a bed of nails with like his friends standing on him. Like
it's like that hand that you punch and it comes right back up.
So these people are like they're fucking nuts, basically. Pardon my French, but we have a whole team of performers and performers out of New York State coming up.
Yes, wrestling better.
Amazing. We got burlesque dancers for the first time in a while. I haven't had burlesque on the show in a few years. We got an amazing comedian, Callie Williams, who's ripping it up, rising star in Canadian comedy. They're going to be on the show. It's a full show.
We have a pain-proof princess that looks like Barbie.
Yeah.
Getting
stapled and eats glass, and she'll break a beer bottle and eat it. Like it's just madness. So it's a really crazy show, and it's a juxtaposition to what I do, because I'm the mind reader guy, and then you have all these maniacs doing this thing. But I love it. I love that kind of entertainment. I've always loved over the top, in your face, high energy, crazy performance. And we've had every demographic of people come to our shows.
Every
corporate clients of mine have showed up. Young kids, goths, everyday jocks, everything. Nuns. We've had nuns at our show, and absolutely, and love it. Yeah, we have
Sister Awesome.
Yeah, Sister Awesome. Yeah. That's what we were calling her. But they love it because it's a lost thing. Back in the day, we didn't have YouTube, we didn't have immediate access to things, and truly, the American sideshow was the first form of mainstream entertainment outside of books or music. It was a destination place in the States. Every circus, traveling circus or fair had a freak show or a sideshow, and those types of sideshows were a little bit exploitive, but the sideshows of today are very empowering. We'll have a girl on stage that has, let's say, no arms, but she'll do things with great, strength training, and she'll contort herself through a tennis racket and really take the reins back. And so
one of my favorite performers was Boobzilla.
Yeah, Boobzilla.
They have a something with their glands. Their boobs are unnaturally long, so they will put them in bear traps and crush beer cans.
Yeah, break beer cans with their boobs.
It's like empowering,
and people go nuts for it. Because where else are you going to see that? Maybe on the TTC sometimes you might see it, but nothing.
Or maybe on a Saturday night after a podcast.
Yeah, exactly. But it's pretty wild. The show is so fun, and then I get to get up and have. Listen, I want to do something with you because you've never really experienced what I do. Mm-hmm. I wrote something down here, and what I want you to do is just hold that, Liz, just to make sure that it's in full view. Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna show you something I have here. I have a toonie, mm-hmm. and I have a loony.
Yeah.
And what you're gonna do, you can see those clearly, yeah?
Yes, I can.
Okay, I'm gonna bring them down off screen, and I'm gonna hold up one of them, and I want you to tell me, do you think that's the toonie or the loony? What do you think?
The loony.
The loony is absolutely correct. So that's a 1 in 2 chance. Let's do that again. Mm-hmm. Is that the toonie or the loony?
The loony.
You're absolutely right. It is in fact the loony. Mm-hmm. We'll do it 3 times, okay?
Okay.
Quick, toonie or loony?
Toonie.
Yep, you're right. The loony's right there. And 2 more times, toonie or loony?
Loony.
No, I'm sorry, man. It's the toonie. That's okay. You got 1 wrong. And finally, toonie or loony. What do you think that is?
Loony.
You're absolutely right. It is the loony. So you got numbers 1, 2, 3, and 5 right. Number 4 was a miss, but that's okay because I had a feeling that would be your score before you took the test.
Holy wow.
So that's me just guessing in advance. But we're gonna take it to another level here. I want to take it to another level. That is a 1 in 125 chance of that working. Okay, those are just the mathematical odds of it landing in that sequence. I have 1 simple pack of cards. Okay, simple pack of cards. You're gonna tell me any 2 cards that you want, whatever 2 you want. Just say them out loud. Which ones do you want?
Ace of Spades and King of Hearts.
The Ace of Spades and the King of Hearts. There's the Ace of Spades. I'm going to show you that. That's there. I'm going to just kind of do that. And then the King of Hearts is right here. Let me be honest with you. You could have chosen any cards from this pack, and you'll see that this one is blue backed. Of course, that was one that you chose. Mm-hmm. And then the Ace is blue backed. That's one you chose. But here's the messed up thing, man. This is a pack of red cards. You couldn't have picked any other card. Yeah, those are red. Every single one of them are red, and those are the only 2 blue ones that are in the pack, and those are the ones you randomly chose. So the odds of that happening are much more impossible than the other. So I do that on stage, and I'll even put my money on the line. People they'll take a novel from their house and open it up and look at a word, and I'll be able to tell you what word you're thinking of, and I mean the sky's really the limit.
That was cool. That was
that's my favorite reaction when people go, "What?"
Yeah, totally.
Like I always get so mesmerized because I was paying attention. What happens?
I was just like, wow, okay.
Yeah.
So I got 1 more for you that we can talk about whatever you want. So you're a big fan of wrestling, right? Like you love wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
How far back do you go? Like, do you when when's your earliest?
I was a little Hulkamaniac, but Bret Hart is like my top guy.
Your guy.
But my oldest.
So here, I've written something down here. I'm not going to tell you what I wrote down. I want you to tell me the name of any wrestler ever, but don't pick one of the main guys. Like, don't pick Bret, don't pick Hogan, don't pick Flair, don't pick, don't pick The Rock. One of the guys, like a random one that there's no way that you're going to think I guess you're gonna pick.
Okay.
I mean, it could be any company. It could be a guy from WCW. It could be a guy from back in the 30s. I don't care. Who would it be that you choose? Who's coming to your mind right now?
Raven.
Okay, that is very, 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 very random. The odds of me having Raven written here are very, very slim, but can you see what's written on that paper?
No way.
Yeah,
no way. No way. Like,
the exact name that I thought you were going to choose when I asked you that question. So, yeah, I love Raven. Raven was the coolest, man, back in the day.
He was.
You know? I actually just got a figure of him from Heels and Faces.
Did you really?
Yeah, and he comes in a little leather jacket. It looks like one of the old Hasbros.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
But they made modern figures in the retro style of guys that never had figures.
Okay.
So I got the Raven and a couple other ones.
I can't keep up.
There's so
day
many of
new
them.
one coming to him.
I have a big wrestling toy collection, and there's probably about 1,000 of them in there, and I just keep adding to it.
I'm the enabler. I don't say no.
I'm seeing some of your collection behind you. You mentioned you have a vintage toy collection.
Oh, I got a monstrous toy collection. I wouldn't even know how many I have. I buy toys all the time. And I also have a toy channel on YouTube called Toy Surprise, where we have a weekly toy show and tell. My friend and I, Lab Monkey number 9, he's a toy maker. We go to toy shows, and if I go on the road, we were just in, where were we? Pennsylvania somewhere. Erie. We were not far, but a couple hours away. Erie, Pennsylvania. It's very eerie there, man.
Yeah.
Not much to do in Erie, Pennsylvania.
We got stories.
But we did a show, or I did it. Well, you did a show too. You were there, part of it. At a place called Keller's Magic Theater. It's like a magic club.
Oh, so cool.
So cool. And they had me there. And there's a really cool toy store there. So whenever I go somewhere, I'm always looking for the toy stores in the area and buying vintage. I don't remember what I got. I got a it's so random. I got a 1967 doll of this spy.
Oh, the spy guy
called Mike Hazard.
Yeah,
and he's basically a boy Barbie doll of like a James Bond type character.
Okay.
But I collect everything. I collect wrestling, He-Man, G.I. Joe, 70s, 60s. I mean, I got stuff going back to the 20s. I have a 1939 Superman doll that was on Storage Wars, not Storage Wars.
Magic Battles.
No, that's the show I was on. Pawn Stars.
Okay.
And not my one. Somebody else brought it in, but they appraised it for $10,000. Like, I have one. I got it in Hamilton of all places, and I love toys. I really do. I think that they're what keep me young.
Right on. Like I was a big action figure guy when I was a kid, up until my teenage years. Like, literally in high school, I would take my lunch and go buy WCW figures all the time.
Good boy.
Nice.
Good boy. Can I pull this down and show you the room?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I think that you need to see what's going on here. So I'm going to take you really quickly into the toy room, and then we can. I mean, this is part. Here, let me turn the light on. I know the viewers, or if you're going to edit this, but there's the toy room, man.
Oh wow.
Look at that. I can't see what you're looking at, but there's the Superman doll. I hope that's there it is right here.
Oh, damn, the classic ones. Yeah.
Yeah, there's the Superman right here. And then this is the entire set of Star Wars from 1977 to 1985.
That is epic.
The entire set with all the rare ones. And then He-Man. All the He-Man and G.I. Joe. Nice. And then this is all my wrestling.
Okay.
And there's the old AWA wrestlers that are all in there from back in the day, the old AWA. This is all Japanese wrestling.
Okay,
I put Spider-Man in there because he's next to Tiger Mask.
Tiger Mask.
I made a tag team.
Right
Tiger Mask and Spider-Man. There's more Japanese and retro style, modern figures and ECW, and then here's all the OG wrestling, all Harlem Heat, and there's all the original 80s. The complete
I had that Macho Man.
Yeah, it's the best one, right?
Yeah, I had him.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Did you see the new ones they're making?
I've seen pictures of them.
There's the Road Warriors they did, and they did Harley Race, and they did everybody, man. They have everybody. They keep putting them out, and I can't keep up. It's like $100 a figure. I'm going crazy because I don't want to spend that much money, but how can I resist? How can I resist Aja Kong? You know what I mean?
Oh my God, yeah.
How can I resist that? They just have so many of them. The Uzos, they made everybody, and they're pumping them out because idiots like me are buying them. But yeah, that's my toy room.
Yep.
And then we have another room over here, which is probably the weirdest thing you're ever gonna see. And this is I'm gonna turn the light on in here. This room is falling over stuff. It's all over the place in here. This is a room filled with really weird antiques. So the show we do is called Something Strange, and then that's a real. Here, let me show you. I don't know if you can see that or not, but that's a real. Let me see. Yeah, that's a real shrunken head.
Wow.
From the Javaro tribe in South America, and then those are all headhunter trophies.
Oh yeah.
From parts of the world, from Papua New Guinea and Dayak tribe. And then over here I have, I don't know if you can see, it's a two-faced cow. And then there's just all skeletons. And there's a mummy somewhere in here. I don't even know where it is. Oh, it's in the other room.
The mummy's boxed up. I showed the 8-legged pig that was smashed a jar.
Yeah, then there's an 8-legged pig.
We brought it to one of our shows, and the jar smashed.
The jar broke at one of our shows, and I'm like carrying it around. But I have all kinds of skulls. You can see like the skull collection and
our vomit bag.
Vomit bag. Oh yeah, this is a vomit bag you get when you come to our show in case you don't really enjoy it. You get one at the door. But yeah, I collect skulls. And then this is one of the weirdest things you're ever gonna see on any channel. This is if you've ever seen the YouTube documentary on the Cirrus alien that was discovered. There's a private collector in Spain. They found this little tiny alien, and they did DNA tests on it. There's more than one of them, and I own one of them. So that's one of the Cirrus aliens. We have no clue what that even is, dude. It's a little gray or something, but I got it. I was on a TV show, and I was on the show with another buyer, and he got it from an archaeological dig in Peru.
Yeah. And
it's this weird little alien baby. I don't know what it is, but the attic, I call it the attic. It's an Atacama mummy. Robert Ripley had one, and he lost it in the 30s. It went missing.
Wow.
And that was that. And then one turned up in the early 2000s, and then another one turned up, and I'm the lucky guy that got that one. So, people, they'll come to the show to see the Something Strange show, and in the day, there's a market in the day. See, the show's at 9, but in the day from 12 till 5, I think it is. Yeah. 12 to 5, we have a vendor's market. And we have dealers that deal this stuff. Yeah. So people come to the show and they buy taxidermy and they buy weird animals and things in jars and
jewelry made from bones.
It's all legally sourced, and we've been doing this for years. But I always go in and I always go through first. Well, I'm greedy.
And we try to put it mid-month because we know you're going to spend your rent.
Yeah.
Because you're going to fall in love with something. And then another thing, and we do a lot of pre-shopping.
Yeah. My goal in this whole big scheme of entertaining in Toronto is to bring the unusual to the masses and keep it scary. I think that what I do is naturally unsettling when people know that there's an individual that can use psychology to tell them what they're thinking. There's obviously a defense mechanism that goes up, and people go, they either say you're not going to get me, or they go stay out.
I pull out my tarot cards, and people are like, no, I don't know.
They freak out. Yeah, but they learn to love it really quick. If they didn't, I wouldn't be employed full time doing this. And then my hobbies are part of me. The part of us. Oddity collecting, toy collecting.
We paint banners,
we paint the banners, and
we're actually creating some art for an event coming up in May. I don't know if we can talk about it yet.
Oh, we can't talk about it.
Stay tuned.
But yeah,
Okay.
really big event happening at the International Center, and we're bringing the freak show there. Just lots of fun stuff that we do that are my hobbies, and I like to share those things with the public, and the public seem to dig it because I think this is like our 15th year doing something strange.
I think so. I think something that people really respond to with it is that we don't just produce it, we live it. We love it. We have the highest respect for it.
Yeah.
I wish I could swallow a sword, but I can't.
Oh no, that's not.
But man, I respect anybody who can.
Yeah.
You know, I respect all of these artists because they get up and they do it with so much love and so much dedication.
Yeah.
You know, and
some of them, I mean, we got guys who take power drills and put them right up their nose, and guys that will. There was one guy that was on our show 2 years ago, Dash Rippington, and he holds the world record for covering his body in rat traps.
Yeah.
Wow.
mouse traps, yeah.
Hundreds, like 800 or something.
Something crazy.
I don't know the number, but it was like absurd number.
Yeah.
Everyone has a different act. And some of the acts my mom won't come to the show anymore.
Oh, my dad won't. He won't.
Yeah.
He refuses.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
they won't come. They freak right out.
Too visceral.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's fun, and Lee's Palace is the perfect place for it.
And I have to do this because I am the safety witch. I always remind everybody that every single performer that we showcase trained with someone else. They did not go learn on the internet by themselves. They did not read books for themselves. They trained with someone who greenlit them to perform.
That's right.
Once it was deemed that they were competent.
And they're safe.
We're not, as much as we love danger and as much as we love to get everybody excited and scared, we are also very ethical and responsible.
Yeah, it's like pro wrestling.
It's like pro wrestling.
Yeah,
do not try this at home, kids. Please do not.
Yeah, I know a lot of people who've not listened, and they got hurt. So I mean, I'm not going to book those people, but I know people who have seen the art of sideshow and just did something dumb, and they're not. I mean, they're still alive, but they're not performing because they've learned quick that isn't how it goes. And there's a school believe it or not, there's a school of sideshow in Coney Island, New York, and you can go down there and take the classes and learn from them. And I've gone down there. I haven't really not taken any classes or anything from them, but I've sat in on a couple classes, and I've watched them try to teach you step one to sword swallowing.
Yes.
And it was basically taking a wooden spoon and putting it in your throat, and I couldn't even get it past my tongue. It was just something else. And the fact that somebody could do that with a razor sharp sword and put it right down into their stomach.
They actually have the best phrase that they use before they will do the sword swallow. Down the hatch without a scratch.
Yeah, that's right.
Which I think is so brilliant and true.
But that's not it. There's more than sword swallowers.
Oh
There's
my gosh.
people with feet that are like razor resistant, so they'll walk up a ladder of machete ladders.
Yeah. Fire breathing. There's a mental floss, which I think is so cool.
Yeah, they'll snort a balloon and pull it out their mouth, and
nose to mouth.
just crazy acts.
Acrobatics. We had a performer, Toria
Somerville,
she can literally tie herself into a knot.
Yeah, she's one of the most flexible people I've ever seen. Flexi T. She is a literal rubber girl. So everyone that comes to the stage has a unique talent, so it's never the same show twice.
Right on. Peeps, definitely, any of you, go and check it out. Something Strange Sideshow, Lee's Palace. When did you guys see it?
You're wearing our t-shirts today?
Yeah.
What was the date? In
January 17th. The tickets are on sale now, and we have a duo ticket right now where you can get the pass for the day and the evening show. It's like $35. Like it's really not that much.
That's pretty. You know what, peeps? I'm gonna do a giveaway. Anyone who comments on this video, I'll put you in a draw, and in January we'll do a part of my New Year's giveaway. Whoever wins gets those tickets.
Yeah, I'll give you tickets. No problem. Absolutely done.
Let's do it for you guys. Check this out. This sounds awesome. This sounds so damn awesome.
Yeah. It's a fun show.
Yeah. Do you guys have any footage of previous shows online?
Some is online. I tend not to put up too much. There's promo reels. There's actually a documentary on YouTube called Hendrick's Gin presents Something Strange.
Yep.
And it's a 15-minute documentary that was done by Bell 51 Television. So you can check that out. It features a lot of the performers. Some of them are no longer performing with us, and some of them are. It's a few years old. I think it's from 2018 or something like that. But it's a good window into the show itself. It's a good example. And it has, do you remember Kazarni from WWE?
Yeah.
He was on the show that night.
Right on.
Yeah, so he was on it, and some other performers are on it. So Cyclops, who's currently still with us, he's on the video.
Yep.
Sentimentalist, who fooled Penn and Teller, on the video. But it's a few years old, but it's still a great video. It's something that you can check out to get a feel for what it's like.
Okay, that's pretty awesome.
Well, hello again, peeps. It is I, the urban franchise, Tony Montana, and I am back again. Now, obviously, this awesome interview with Mysterion and Liz has been epic, and I'm sure all of you want more. All of you haven't heard enough. All of you want a part 2, and for the first time in the history of the Talent from the 6 series, this will be a 2-part episode. Yes, there is a part 2. So stay tuned, peeps. Next week, we are going to hear some more awesome tales from Mysterion and Liz. And he also does another one of his mind tricks. Stay tuned. It is epic. Don't forget, peeps, be sure to comment on this video and part 2 when it is released. As we mentioned, we are doing a giveaway. Mysterion was so awesome that he did offer to give us some tickets. But I became such a fan. In the process of this interview, I have made the decision that when I get paid this Friday, I am going to go and purchase 2 more tickets. So there'll be 2 giveaways. One here on Urban Franchise Entertainment for those of you who comment, and then another one on Instagram for when I post, I am going to post reels of the mind trick that Mysterion did on Insta. Anyone who comments on those ones will also be entered in a draw. And the winners will all get tickets to the very awesome sounding There's Something Strange show coming up at Lee's Place, January 17th. And yes, peeps, if I can get the night off, I am sure as hell gonna be there. So you not only get to enjoy an awesome show, awesome market as he described also too, but you get to meet your boy, the Urban Franchise. Now, will I be Tony Montana? Or will I be King Unk? Only one way to find out. And that's to stay tuned and go to the show. So if you don't win those tickets, go and buy them. $35 combo tickets where you get to go to the show and the market too. That is a damn good deal. All right, peeps. Well, we're going to end it there. Stay tuned for part 2 next week of this very epic interview. And we'll end it like we always do. Stay good, stay hood, and always and forever keep it blitz.